Hey everyone, I am Bill Marshall, and I want to welcome you all to another great interview for our 2023 Business Connection Summit. Today we are talking to Sunil, and we are going to be diving into the world of business credit. And I don't think enough of us even think about this or contemplate about it when we do our companies, especially as entrepreneurs or solopreneurs. So without further ado, Sunil, please tell us who you are, what you do, and a little introduction into what we're going to talk about.
Absolutely, Bill. Thank you so very much for this wonderful opportunity. As Bill said, my name is Sunil Harrypersad, and I like to say that I'm part of a small business rescue squad. Love my job. My job is simple: to help position businesses in the marketplace so that they can serve their clients effectively. So essentially, I'm here to disrupt the way business has always been done. Wall Street will do what Wall Street has always done. My goal is to create opportunities for Main Street businesses. So, a little bit about me. I've worked in business for about 30 years, working with top pedigree companies that generate from 20 to 50 billion dollars in annual revenue. And then owning my own consultancy, I've worked with hundreds of business owners and leaders over the years. And my goal has always been to create workplace stability. I want to help small businesses. I want to change the landscape for small businesses. And I like to say, no business is too big or too small. So to answer your question, Bill, I'm currently the regional managing partner for J. Galt, which is a SaaS company providing white glove service consultancy. And I'm also the chief principal officer of the Lying Leadership Group, which is my own personal consultancy. I think you're on mute, Bill.
There we go. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you kind of giving us an introduction and really talking to, what you do. And to kind of dive right into it, when it comes to business credit, what are some things we need to understand? What are some things that we need to know about business credit? Like, how does it differ from personal credit? And, what are kind of the first things we need to know in order to be able to go into this world?
Absolutely. So before I answer that question for you, Bill, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of paint a picture so everybody understands what we're up against. Every business, it doesn't matter the size of the business, all share the same challenge. And the same challenge is cash flow. That's the lifeline of any business. So just some stats so for everyone to understand. 82% of businesses experience cash flow problems, right? That's tremendous.
That's a lot.
42% businesses close because of a lack of market needs or competition. 29% of businesses run out of cash. 23% of businesses do not have the right leadership or team, and 19% of businesses are simply outcompeted. So that already puts a business at a disadvantage. Now let's think about this from a bigger picture. 20% of all businesses fail in the first year. That's pretty scary, right?
Yeah.
That's a scary number. 30% of all businesses fail in the second year. 50% of all businesses fail in their fifth year. And this is an astounding number. When I researched this, I had to go back and I had to look again. But 70% of all businesses will fail in their 10th year. So looking at stats for 2021 and 2022, across the United States, we had 1.5 million plus businesses closed in those 2 years, which is tremendous.
Absolutely. That is a lot. And speaking to, the cash flow and those different things, I think it's one of the key problems that a lot of companies have. So it's good to understand that the business credit is a way to potentially fix that.
Yeah. So to kind of just dive a little deeper, if I was to ask anyone if they knew what their personal credit score is, someone would say, yeah, my credit score is on a range from 350 to 850. But if I was to ask someone about their business credit score and they're in business, I would tell you 10 out of 10 times, not a single business owner can tell me what their business credit score is. And the business is a breathing, existing entity because it has either an EIN number, which is an employee identification number, or a TIN number, which is a tax identification number. So it is possible to build credit on your business.
Yes, absolutely. So what are some of the ways that we can start understanding like how to start building our credit when it comes to a business?
Sure. So I work with small businesses, and the goal is to have the company understand how to establish credit. Now, there's many processes out there, um, and it's pretty easy for a business owner to go research this and execute it. I will tell you, I've talked to business owners who've been working and doing this for years, and it's taken them 5, 6, 7 years to establish a high level of business credit. The bigger challenge is that from a small to medium business, there's not the readily access to credit that, let's say, some of the larger companies have. So a lot of larger companies build their business not only on funding personally, they build their business from business credits. They have lines of credit that are billions of dollars that are at their disposal. So what we do is we actually sit with a business, and this is a partnership. When I say this is a white glove service, we actually sit with a business and we work with the business owners to help them establish their business credit on a step-by-step basis. We use a blueprint that's a 7-step process. And the goal is to, one, first establish what business credit is and working with the business credit bureaus. The second is having them connect with myself and my business partners so that there's a partnership for credit monitoring and establishing trade lines. Now, here's something that many people don't know, Bill. A lot of personal credit cards do not report to the Business Credit Bureau.
That's that's okay. So how do we get them to, or can they?
They're able to. That's when they work with me, they work with my team, and we actually start helping them report to the right agencies. We help them look at their cash flow mapping, establishing tier 2 trade lines with the right companies, because we want to be sure that the companies that they're doing business, the credit lines that they have open, is reporting to the right business, not their personal credit, because as we know, as a small business owner, we sometimes fund our business out of our own personal finances. What we want to do is we want to step away from that and start learning how to use small credits to build the business and establish business credit.
Absolutely. And I think that one of the main benefits that, building that business credit does is it also distances yourself financially from the business, where now you can start being separate, have that clear line, be able to have it become its own entity and really separate it, which helps on the liability side of things and also financially when it comes to taxes and all of that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah. I would share with that, and you really hit it on the head there, Bill. We want to eliminate the personal guarantees. We want those businesses to stand alone against liabilities, lawsuits, a disability of a business owner. We want the business owner to be able to not be liable, and that the business is stand on its own credit rating. I'll tell you some stories where I've seen businesses have signed over as collateral, as personal guarantees, deeds, college funds, 401ks. And it's just because there's at a certain time a business is in need of capital in order to keep the business going. So there's always those small business loans, which is designed to support a business. But the reality is, let's teach the business on how to do something, or another solution to help them find the capital that they're looking for.
Absolutely. And I think as a business owner, we have to get comfortable with the idea of risk, but also risk in the financial world, taking on the loans, being able to pay them back. And I think the better that we understand the situation that we're in, but also to better understand the different financial products, the different things that are available through business credit or whatever, it helps us avoid getting taken advantage of when it comes to, not like, they're not called predatory lending, but it's very damn close to predatory lending, which I think a lot of early business owners can get sucked into. The ones where you got to pay back in a week or make daily payments or monthly payments. And the business credit is going to get us away from those people.
Yeah. I can tell you of three scenarios that I would share on companies, and I look at business credit ratings quite frequently. And I would tell you 9 out of 10 businesses that are established businesses do not have a business credit line. Working with a wholesale company doing about 873,000 a year. That's what they did last year. They were approved for a business credit line of $2,600. A company doing $873,000, $2,600. I'm not sure what they can do with that. Worked with a transportation company that last year did just over $5 million, and their approval for business credit was $0. Right? Construction company, it's small construction company doing 2.6 million. They were approved for $1,100 in recommended credit. So when we think about these established businesses, if they want to grow or they want to take on additional responsibilities or take on additional jobs, sometimes it's challenging to be able to do that. Given the costs of materials, resources, inflation, it can be challenging. So what we offer is something that it's a great alternative that allows businesses to scale, to grow, and to be very, very agile in the marketplace.
Absolutely. And I think to kind of start bringing it full circle, the business credit is obviously something we all need in order for our company to really expand. And I think it's something that entrepreneurs need to understand that they need to build from the beginning, much like we've been talking about.
Yes.
And, we went through some of the uses that it has and some of the benefits. And I think like I said, to kind of bring it full circle, one of the things that I think we need to do to wrap it is, you know, what are some things that this business credit will give us? And we touched on a few, but let's kind of dive into a little bit more. But also, what are the results that we can start having in this realm of business credit as well?
That's a great question, Bill, and this is the part that just motivates me, because when I sit with a business owner from day one, and then we look at the progress from month 1 to month 3 to month 5 to month 12, it's tremendous, especially when you talk to them what it's done for their business. So listen, with this process, it gives them approval regardless of their personal credit score. So we're building a robust credit profile on their EIN. Second, no personal guarantees are required. This is built on the merit of the business. No consumer credit inquiries or reporting against the business owner. Credit limits 10 times more than a consumer credit per a small business loan. Lower corporate interest rates. So while you're sometimes thinking that you have a business card, it may have your name and may say business select. We actually encourage business owners to start building corporate credits through corporate credit cards. So this way the reporting and the interest rates are better. And lastly, earn credit quickly. From a business perspective, your business credit works different than your personal credit. Your personal credit, the more you spend, the lower your personal credit score, your FICO score becomes. So it moves down. Your business credit score, when you have great business credit score, the more you spend, the reality is they say, hey, this business is paying, they're spending, they need more in order to grow. So they increase your business credit.
And that's an awesome difference to understand and to see. And as we build our business, we would need access to more money to go into new areas, expand new verticals, bring in new advertising. And I think the more the entrepreneur can understand that to make money, you need to spend money, but it
Right.
doesn't have to be your money, is a really good thing to, I think, kind of bring it, bring the power of what we're talking about together. So, thank you so much for really helping us understand the world of business credit. And if anyone who's watching this really wants to kind of use it, get into it, and I think we all should, definitely reach out to Sunil. And please tell us how we can reach out to you and get a hold of you.
Absolutely. So, Bill, I wasn't prepared to give that. I don't have that pulled up. But just give me a minute here.
No problem.
Let,
Like I said, we're
let me
editing,
get
so
it
no big deal.
here.
I'll cue you up again. I'll have a lower third with your contact information anyway as well, but I always think it's good to like have it said.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Are you one of those guys that when you work you have like 300 windows open? Because I'm one of those guys that
My wife is. I tend to try to keep windows closed whenever I'm not on it, but my wife always has like a bajillion across the board. I can't even see what the windows are, so it's like I try to
yeah.
X out the ones I'm not using. I was lucky enough to get a few business credit cards because my wife's father helped us get it. So they're still kind of personally guaranteed, but they're on the business. They're not like um gonna affect his credit score. Um so they're I used them and I'm paying them down again, but like they're pretty high up there. But so it
Yeah.
was good to hear that like it's not so much the other way around where it's like too much credit is out. But
Yeah. So what's interesting about some of the business credit cards that the banks give, like the lenders like Bank of America, which is like one of the biggest business credit lenders, probably the biggest in the United States.
mhm,
Um, they don't report to the Business Credit Bureau.
yeah,
So, in turn, you have all these companies, and I'm not saying anyone's bad. I think there's a place for everyone, but only 7% of lenders are reporting to the Business Credit Bureau. So the bigger picture is if you don't know, here you are, you're taking loans off, you're paying it, and you're thinking that it's going to position you
yeah,
in a good way, and it's really not helping you build your business credit, which once upon a time you would hope 10 years from now that your business would qualify for, if it was doing $10 million in annual revenue, that you can get $1 million in business credit. And
mhm,
I have a company that I was working with, and they've been around for 25 years, and they're just shocked that they can't even break
yeah,
100,000 in business credit.
yeah.
Whenever you're ready, Bill.
Okay. So yeah, all of this is really great, and I think that we definitely need to focus on business credit. So if anyone watching this would like to get in touch with Sunil, please, Sunil, tell us how do we get a hold of you? No problem.
Okay, so probably the most effective way to get in contact with me, my name is Sunil Harrypersad. My email address is on the bottom of the screen, but it's sharrypersad@jgalt.io. And my telephone number is area code 954-242-5603. I make myself available to businesses in the evenings and also to business owners on the weekend. So, in closing, I always say the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second
Hmm,
best time is now, right? Small
absolutely.
businesses need this immediately.
I agree with you. So thank you everybody for watching this great interview again on business credit. I'm Bill Marshall, and we will see everyone in the networking event for the 2023 Business Connection Summit. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.